It's hard to deny that Skyrim is special. It was the first true blockbuster in the action RPG genre and managed to maintain this unprecedented popularity through several console generations and the collapse of Bethesda's reputation.
All of this just works.
So it makes perfect sense that nearly 15 years after its release, the question of why it was so much more successful than the competition still dominates large parts of the online conversation. And as a long-time Skyrim fan, I've heard every explanation. But I always felt like something was still missing from this discourse. A unique aspect of Skyrim that ties together all of its main elements to form an unforgettable package: its size. You see, Skyrim is not a large game. It might have inspired generations of RPG devs to go bigger and bolder with gargantuan open worlds, but despite what our nostalgia might tell us, the main thing that differentiates Skyrim from the competition and even other titles in the Elder Scrolls series is its small-scale feel. The size of the map pales in comparison to its contemporaries. End to end only takes the player about 30 minutes. But that's not really where Skyrim stands out. It's in the far more limited breadth and variety of its cities, dungeons, ruins, and camps. You'll notice in the main game, any non-village or town-based location is some version of a dwarven ruin, bandit camp, keep, or barrows, copy and pasted with some minor changes. The design is very uniform, and its cities, likewise, are dots on the map of any of its other contemporaries or the RPG greats that failed to usurp its crown. This is the largest city in Skyrim, Solitude, supposedly the crown of the Imperial presence in the region. And this is the largest one in The Witcher 3. It doesn't even compare. But we don't even need to go to other franchises. Skyrim is significantly scaled down from Oblivion. The Imperial City had so many houses, towers, even an arena, that if you compare it to a Skyrim city, it almost seems like they're part of two different universes. This is the Imperial City end to end. And this is Whiterun. Now at face value, everything being far smaller and in many ways far less varied might sound like a downside. Everyone likes it bigger, right? But as Todd Howard and his team realized at the time, and then immediately forgot with Starfield, size doesn't matter, only the distinctiveness of the world. And there's a trade-off between the two. A Bugatti Veyron versus a Ford Focus is a great example. Many of the Veyron's parts come straight from mainstream car brands, and so the actual cost of assembling a single one can't justify the vast price difference. So it may seem at face value that a Bugatti is just a waste of money in comparison. But I guarantee if I offered someone 100 versions of Fords, Nissans, and BMWs, over a Bugatti, they'd pick the Veyron any day. Why? Is it because we live in a status-driven, narcissistic society? Well, partly of course, but mainly because of the craftsmanship of the Veyron. By focusing immense resources on a single design, Bugatti were able to create a far more distinctive product, one that stands the test of time because of the attention to detail and pure artisanship that went into it. And creating an open world isn't any different. You have to make a choice. Do you produce a single Bugatti or 100 different Fords and Nissans? In other words, do you choose quantity over quality or vice versa? Both approaches can work and even produce visually stunning and atmospheric environments. The worlds of The Witcher 3 and Elden Ring are brilliant examples of this. Elden Ring in particular showed that experimentation and grandeur are not in opposition to each other. But what the small scale of a game like Skyrim enables is the combination of this attention to detail with a level of interactivity that, like a personalized Veyron, can make the game feel as though it was truly handcrafted for each individual player. Our personal havens to immerse ourselves in as we please and at the pace we want to go at. And without this narrow focus, such an intimate, personal, and handcrafted feeling will be impossible to recreate for an open world game where you can do as you please and go where you want to. Whiterun is a perfect example. But before I go into it, I just want to remind you guys to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the video. Anyway, back to the video. Whiterun is my favorite place in Skyrim, that and maybe the College of Windhold. And it's an iconic location for many other fans as well. But on paper, it's nothing special. A fairly small town whose major quests take place at the very edge of the map, either in the Great Keep or Grand Hall of the Companions. So in many other games, you probably walk past the town once, look around, admire the sights, pick up the quests, then leave the location and never really think about it again. It would be a momentary, brief experience. So why does it feel so iconic, despite there being like 10 houses? Whereas a much larger settlement in, let's say, Dragon's Dogma is completely forgettable. Well, it all comes down to the combination of attention to detail and interactivity with the environment. Whiterun is perhaps more than any other settlement designed to draw anything else as far out of the player's mind as humanly possible and immerse us in its cozy world. From the moment its gargantuan doors open up, it will feel as though you've been dropped into a beautiful tapestry, not a video game. Small details like the smoke emanating from the braziers, circling around the taverns, or the clank of iron from the nearby forge, when combined with the almost wispy, ethereal soundtrack, are designed to put you in a spiritual trance so strong you'll forget the main quests that brought you there in the first place. And as you walk, the painting will come alive as you interact with the unique NPCs, all going about their routines, with rivalries, friendships, and yearnings for a better life of prosperity. And through this interaction, you'll begin to associate each house and district, not just with the town itself, but with the individuals within. That's not just another house, but Amryn's. That's not just any stall, but your soldiers.
Hello again. Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
And the very personal nature of the quests will only further draw you into the lives of the community and the characters within, such that by the time you've completed everything there is to do in Whiterun, it will be so etched into your consciousness that arriving back years later will almost feel like coming home. A place where you're free to do as you please in the peace of a sleepy, tranquil village where everything is as it should be. And if Whiterun was the size of Novigrad, this intimate connection would not be possible. And the importance of Bethesda's decision to focus on intimacy over grandeur should be recognized by many more people as a crucial aspect of Skyrim's continued success. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and if you didn't, no refunds on your time.